During the warm months, I observed my spouse, Lila, 36, sinking under pressure from her recent advancement at her workplace, a position that stacked up duties and forced her onto the late-night hours, making her weary and irritable when she trudged back to our 2 children and me, Ethan, a 33-year-old fellow striving to keep things steady after 12 years of wedlock. Lila would rant about her workday, and I, Ethan, would hear her out, agreeing quietly, assuming her crankiness came from the burden of everything: little rest, longer shift to aid her supervisor, the typical mess of existence, and I was fine being her confidant, even when she'd lash out or start arguments that confused me, chalking it up to moods or tiredness. Yet by autumn, things changed. Lila was laboring endlessly, rarely present, and abruptly primping her looks. Fresh cosmetics, smarter clothes, before leaving, which I dismissed as her rising to the job's demands, though inwardly I suspected something different was stirring. Lila quit chatting with me. No further tales of her tasks, only a loop of toil, rest, redo, and I sense her drifting off, her care for me or our world vanishing completely. One evening, after visiting a school for our girl Mia, I was thrilled to finally share moments together, but Lila stunned me, claiming she needed a clock-in, never hinted at it earlier, and we clashed fiercely, her stomping away as I lingered, instinct shouting trouble brewed. So I boldly asked if another person was involved, only for her to erupt, labeling me suspicious. A week or so after, tired of her rudeness, mingling with pals I doubted, behaving oddly, I fixed the tracker beneath her vehicle, and following another spat where she vowed she'd skip work, Lila sped off to a man's place and lingered overnight. It emerged she'd been chatting with this colleague, Jasper, for ages, sharing with him, feeling understood in ways she said I couldn't offer, and that's why she betrayed me with him, all since she craved notice. 12 years, 2 little ones, and that's a reason. Counseling, me pleading, bearing my heart, months of battling to mend it, and Lila still messaging Jasper, our union a hopeless path, leaving me broken, staggering from a wound so raw I can't fathom how the lady I'd perished for could tear me apart like this. Now, permit me to describe it fully, keeping that easy paragraph rhythm. This entire trouble erupted during the sunny days when my partner, Lila, 36, got a higher role that twisted her into a worry wreck, which felt reasonable at first. She was managing a trickier task, midnight hours, and 2 little ones, so I didn't blink when she stumbled home spent or woke up grumbling, thinking it was just a daily slog draining her, and I'd rest there, Ethan, 33 and solid, letting her pour out her workday, since that's how it goes after 12 years as a pair. Those rows Lila ignited, though they pierced swift, sudden stabs I couldn't sidestep, and I'd assure myself it was merely her rest-lacking thoughts or perhaps mood swings, avoiding the splits taking shape, though now I see that's likely when this workmate, Jasper, began edging into her world. By autumn's chill, Lila was a phantom in our dwelling, forever at her job, and I'd spot her preening, tresses neat, lip tint bright, before heading out, which I pegged as her fitting the mold of the risen worker, yet it pestered me, especially as our shared hours dwindled to naught, her stare blanking out whenever I chatted, as if I were faint-hum. That school stroll evening was a jolt to my belly. I'd fostered this wish we'd link up again, but Lila breezily noted she had a labor, no prior word, and we clashed bitterly, me probing if another man was in play since the mood felt laden with something awry, only for her to holler I was wild. Her refusal so bold it nearly won me over. Then her actions turned fiercer, abandoning me for these shady mates, barking at me like I was a foe. So I had to track her on a ride, frantic for evidence, and when she dashed off after our latest row, swearing she'd dodge her shift, I followed her to that flat, some chap spot where she bunked all night, tearing wide the facts. She'd been warming up to Jasper for ages, bearing her heart to him, feeling misread by me, and reckoned that excused her straying. Her "I crave" notice remark struck like a smack. 12 years, our tots, counseling, me giving every drop of care, and she still linked to Jasper, leaving our bond to char ruin. The disloyalty's a blade that keeps turning. How can someone you'd shield with your life just blaze you down and stroll off, nattering with Jasper, the one she chose over us, while I'm stuck gathering shards in existence I can't even place?